Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of National Medical Commission, Regional Center, Armed Forces Medical College, Pune, I, Major Ishita Manral, Associate Professor in Department of Forensic Medicine,
and I, Major Kachri Bhargava, Resident Department of Pharmacology, AFMC,
welcome you all to an experience that fuses the art of medicine with the magic of machines. Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey through the revolutionary realm of artificial intelligence in medical education, a field that's transforming the way we heal, learn, and imagine the future of healthcare.
It's truly an honor to have such an esteemed gathering of professionals here today to explore how AI is revolutionizing the field of medical education. Together, we will dwell into how this cutting-edge technology is reshaping the way we teach, learn, and innovate in medical education. Thank you all for joining us, and I'm sanguine that this will be an enriching and thought-provoking session for everyone.
We now begin with our opening ceremony. As we gather here today, we look forward to hearing from visionary of this remarkable CME, Lieutenant General Sandeep Thareja, Sena Medal, Vishisht Seva Medal and BA, Director and Commandant, Armed Forces Medical College, Pune, whose insights and guidance are sure to inspire and motivate us. He is an alumnus of Armed Forces Medical College, Pune, and has done DM Gastroenterology from AIIMS, New Delhi. He has exhibited unparalleled academic excellence, being recognized as the best DM student in 2005.
His exemplary military leadership has been honored with esteemed awards, including Vishisht Seva Medal in 2011 and 24, Sena Medal in 2022. Furthermore, he has rendered invaluable service as a senior consultant in medicine, reflecting his profound expertise and dedication to the field. He has shown exemplary work in areas of therapeutic endoscopy and hepatology.
We now welcome Lieutenant General Sandeep Thareja, Sena Medal, Vishisht Seva Medal and BA to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin, a little disclaimer. I'm no visionary. It's just that after seeing so many conferences happening on AI in this very forum on radiology, pathology, medicine, I one day thought that we are the alma mater of education. So I just thought, can we do it on medical education per se? And after that, it's all the gentlemen sitting in the front row. It's entirely their job. I was just a background, nothing else. So I welcome you all to this CME. Senior officers, veterans, general officers, nursing officers, some cadets, and residents and faculty members. So the reason why we actually gave this conference the name of Inevitable is because the truth of life is we are already deep into it. We are at the cusp of the AI and medicine and the revolution, not just in medicine, actually it's in every field, but what concerns us is that. And as we grow, it's something we have to inevitably accept as a part of it. However deep-rooted we may be in our old clinical methods of teaching or working, at the end of the day, we have to adopt it. The only thing is we got to be smart in what we adopt, how we adopt. And fortunately, this is one field where what we sow, that will be what we reap. So if we get the algorithms right, I think we will be able to do that better, rather than some forced algorithms coming from some very technically educated techies who may or may not know much about medicine. And so that's the basic thought process of what made me think we should be having a conference on this. And for that, we thought the best way would be to get the best of the best from all over the country. And that's the reason why we are here. So it's my privilege to specially welcome Dr. Rajiv Yarwadekar, who is the Provost Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences at Symbiosis International University, as our chief guest. Thank you, sir. It's also a great privilege and honor to welcome our eminent keynote speakers, General Velu Nair, Param Vishish Seva Medal, Ati Vishish Seva Medal, Vishish Seva Medal in Bar, and Colonel Vardhrajlu Vishish Seva Medal, both retired, and both have been my mentors in my young days. And actually, more than that, I really idolize these two brilliant gentlemen for their clinical acumen and deep-rooted belief in medical education. That's why, sirs, I especially requested both of you, and I'm grateful for you to have come all the way, especially for this. I'm also grateful to General Nagpal, another luminary of this institute, who's always been a supporting figure for us in all our educational activities. And now probably sir is also hopefully getting into AI with all these things and will join up with us. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Kalai Selvan, who is the Senior Principal Scientific Officer at the MOHFW. We are privileged to have among us leaders in medical education in India, Dr. Avinash Supe, Founder Director of IMA Regional Center, Dr. Praveen Iyer, and I'm happy to welcome from AIMS the faculty of Dr. Sumesh Gupta, Professor and HOD Dermatology, Dr. Deepika Mishra, Department of Oral Pathology, and Dr. Subhash Yadav from the Department of Pathology at Tata Memorial Hospital. I also welcome Mr. Rohan Manthena, Mr. Tarun Gupta, and Mr. Lewis Himmel, who will share their knowledges and insights and experiences in the field. We thought it's better for us to know the non-medical technical side also, so that we shouldn't be going on a tangent. So as I said, it's inevitable for us. So to make sure how we go about it in a structured way, we've got lectures, we've got workshops, hands-down experiences and all to help you understand. And my request to all would be to actively participate and so that we can learn from each other and make this conference a grand success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for that incredible start to this enlightening CMA.
To enlighten us on this niche technology, we are delighted to have with us Dr. Rajiv Yarwadekar, Provost, Faculty of Medical and Sciences, Symbiosis International University. Sir is a gold medalist in MD Obstetrics and Gynecology and a PhD awardee from Pune University. He is a prominent member of numerous governmental and professional bodies, including the MCI, Maharashtra Medical and Nursing Councils, FICCI, and Nat Health. He champions the concept of health promoting universities at international levels, including the WHO project on health and wellness in higher educational institutes and the Fit India movement.
Dr. Rajiv holds pivotal roles such as member of the Specialist Board for DNB in Obstetrics and Gynecology, the Accreditation Board for the Healthcare Sector Skill Council, and many more. With significant contributions to policy formulation, regulatory mechanism, and healthcare delivery, his impact on medical and nursing education is profound. His scholarly work in national and international journals further underscores his commitment to advancing healthcare excellence.
Without further ado, I now invite Dr. Yarjeev to take the stage and share his valuable insights with his inaugural address.
Or will it be too tall? I'm okay. My just feels okay. Well, good morning, everyone. General Sandeep Tareja, the Director and Commandant AFMC. General Velu Nair, whom I had the privilege of listening to just yesterday afternoon at the AHA conference, President NAMS, other dignitaries and officers in uniform, other civilians not in uniform, Dr. Avinash Supe, my senior colleague at the Civilian Medical College, BJ Medical College, and AFM and Sassoon General Hospital. My colleagues from the Symbiosis Medical College for Women and the Symbiosis University Hospital and Research Center, which I'm currently engaged with, Colonel Sagar, Brigadier Ramkrishnan, and other officers, members of the Department of Medical Education at the SMCW and SUHRC, and other dignitaries who will be addressing the various technical sessions in today's much needed initiative on AI in healthcare. Well, on a personal note, I'm a Fauji by origin, by genetics. My dad was from the Ordnance Corps, but I never had the chance and the privilege of getting admitted to this prestigious, iconic national institute. But my interaction with the armed forces continued throughout my childhood and later on as I joined Symbiosis, because Symbiosis has got a special place for the armed forces personnel. By its interaction with the Ministry of Defense, and I'm sure most of you, those who are resident in Pune, aware of the Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies, a management institute devoted exclusively for dependents of defense service personnel, and the subsequent engagement which we've had with armed forces personnel after the retirement. And today, every campus of Symbiosis is managed by a retired army officer of the rank of at least a colonel, if not more. There are a couple of brigadiers also. So whether they are the 18 locations which we have in Pune, so those who are familiar with Symbiosis, with Pune, probably would be reminiscent of the fact that there are two roads in Pune. One is outside the airport, which is called as the Symbiosis Road, where we've got 5 campuses, and 4 campuses in the Model Colony, where we've got another few campuses. And each of these campuses, as I said, is managed by retired armed forces personnel, and we hold them in very high esteem, considering their dedication, discipline, and the other tenets of their army training which they get to the table. Well, today's topic, AI, on the word inevitable, I was introduced to the officer Deb, and I'm particularly happy that he uses the word inevitable. And he talks about technological innovations and invasions which have crept into all parts of our life. Suffice it enough to say at this point, a few decades back, Vijay Mallya was questioned, and I don't know whether it's politically correct to utter the name of a fugitive who's gone overseas, but he was asked about the foray of technology into healthcare, and he said that, I dread and shudder the way we have incorporated technology in the aviation sector. If the medicine people were to incorporate and engage with technological innovations as applicable to patient care, we would be having a crash landing every day. But times have changed, and maybe 20, 30 years down the line, I'm sure Vijay Mallya would be forced to eat a humble pie. As General Tareja said, I claim no professional expertise and training into this domain of artificial intelligence. And to a certain extent, I don't know, some of the officers sitting here and some other than barring the young cadets and the young officers, people of my genre and generation would be familiar with a senior cricketer and a senior commentator, Lala Amarnath, and would also be familiar with Dr. Narottam Puri and Anand Setalwad. These are the days of the radio commentary. How many of you are from my genre who can relate to Lala Amarnath? If I just can have a hand vote. So there's a significant crowd of this population in this August audience. And it reminds me of, if I could take a detour for a couple of minutes, about what used to happen when Lala Amarnath was the expert commentator. There was this Anand commentator, the main commentators, and we are not talking of today's world where everything is so visible and so, all the cameras and the sound mics and all that, everything is so visible and palpable that you can see the match better off the field on the TV rather than sitting in the ground in one of those obscure stands. And Anand Setalwad or Narottam Puri would say, just if I could imitate, that ball pitched trifle short in length by Bob Willis, Vengsaka going onto his back foot, shuttling outside his off stump and square driving it between extra cover and mid-off, and the ball racing to the boundary. He used to give a very vivid description of what length the ball was, who was the bowler, where was it pitched, how Vengsaka's footwork, etc., etc. Lala ji, could we have your expert comments? And Lala is supposed to be giving expert comments. No disrespect meant to the revered gentleman. The ball was pitched outside the off stump. Vengsaka put out his right foot, got in line and drove the ball between extra cover and mid-off to the boundary. So probably I'm reiterating what is going to happen today with experts much more qualified in my field, in this field, and talking about the implications of AI in healthcare, right from the time of the teaching, training, research, the ethical and legal implications. And I'm glad to see that there are some successful entrepreneurial studies, also case studies, which are going to be covered in the end of the day. And that gives a very wholesome and a very rounded view to this concept of artificial intelligence, which we are going to be discussing in the sessions from now on. And talking about the teaching and training is precisely as an academic, we all agree that medical education has undergone a sea change, right from the time we had the dissections and then we went to simulations. So it has been a journey. The medical education has been a journey from what we say as formative learning, dousing with information, then informative learning, and today we are looking at transformative learning, or what the world today talks about, disruptive learning and disruptive teaching. And AI comes in this genre, in this category of disruptive learning, where, as General Tareja rightly said, we are at the cusp. We are at this generation which has not learned, which has not been trained. But as they say, and this is something in Marathi which I'm directly translating, if you have not been treated well by your mother-in-law, if you have not been treated well by your mother-in-law, do not mistreat your daughter-in-law. Do not translate the handicap and the disadvantage of your training, your upbringing, your grooming to the Gen Next. We would be doing a disservice. And as academicians, as governors, or as patrons of nurseries of education, which we represent as academicians, we would be doing the greatest disservice if we do not do that. And therefore, our handicap should not be translated into the generation next, which we are rearing. And I always discuss this with Colonel Vijay Sagar, and tell him that what we had not learned, whether by simulation, whether by LMS, or whether by AI or any other advancements in teaching, training, and learning and research, should not be translated, because these medicos are going to go out into the open market, so as to say, in years to come, where today's may know or can know competency will become a must know competency. So these are some of the things which we need to know of this transformative journey. And you have to develop innovative ways of teaching the student. This generation is not used to the papers. They are not used to books. How many of these young millennials would be even reading a newspaper? They've got it all on their palm top, or they would have it on their mobile. And I was told the other day that the average attention span as a max of 2 minutes, 1.5 to 2 minutes. So we were doing a promo campaign at Symbiosis, and they said, come out with a reel, no more than 60 or 70 seconds, rather than giving a long discourse. Because even if you see our WhatsApp, we tend to scroll, and the moment the WhatsApp says read more, we delete, we go on to the next WhatsApp. Even that's happening with us. And I must admire here specifically General Velu Nair, the way, the discourse which he gave yesterday. So it was a fantastic talk. And coming from my generation, or maybe senior to me, of course, the way you analyze the AI implications, hats off, and congratulations for you to you for giving this wonderful lecture the other day. So whether it's the large language models which we are using through AI, whether they are generative adversarial networks which we are using, AI will have its imprint and impact on all aspects of one, the language and the accessibility. You use ChatGPT and you can decipher the most technically complexing articles to at a very user-friendly, understandable language. And today, even my PA starts using ChatGPT. I say I want to write a, I just give him the gist of what I want to write based on my meetings throughout the day, and then he uses ChatGPT and he comes out with a very sensible, basic first cut draft of what I am supposed to be writing to a person, and that helps me a lot in time saving. Realistic virtual patients can be created, a personalized learning experience. So when we were trained, we used to always, use the patient as a guinea pig. And when I remember there used to be this very limited number of patients, limited edition patients of AR and AS, aortic regurg and aortic stenosis. And one person used to hunt that fellow and said, "Arey, wo block 13, 15 mein wo patient hai na, last bed pe." We used to not even know the name, AR or ASA. And then everyone would go and hound that fellow, auscultating him. And so these clinical scenarios have, which are patient unfriendly and patient uncentric, can be created. So it gives a very personalized learning experience. So whether it's teaching, whether it's learning, on two stakeholders of the medical education system on either side, the research, the data generations can be utilized, can be effectively synthesized by AI, addressing the crucial aspects of patient confidentiality, data security, data safety. So a lot of research literature can be done using AI. And I wish I had this tool of AI when we wrote our dissertation, and we used to spend days, if not months, trying to analyze what was there in the literature. And with today's ChatGPT and with today's literature search, it is such a cakewalk. You can sit in your own comforts of your own room and do it. And all this, therefore, we are at a crossroads of the influx of technology invading our private life, invading our thought process to think, and it comes with a dual edge disadvantage also, because we probably lose our analytical ability. As I always say, the Gen Next is used to having, ask them, what is your father's name, in a lighter note. What is your father's name? The millennial will say, give me 4 options. I need to have 4 options. I'm used to being trained on MCQs. Are we losing our analytical ability by the use of technology-enabled devices, technology-enabled systems? So we need to understand that AI is at best an adjunct. It is for us to harness it, to synthesize it, and to make it our slave rather than we becoming our slave. Let us all be tech savvy. Let us not be technological slaves. And again, I'm going back to my MD days when Stud 4 in Obs and Gynae, these are recent advances which used to be released that time. A very pertinent statement in that book talks about there were new cephalosporins which had come out in the market now. And Stud statement was very, very symbolic. The statement made by John Stud in that article on antimicrobials in pregnancy: never be the first one to jump to adopt this new molecule. Never be the last person to adopt it. So we have to have a very balanced and judicious use mix of our proactivity which should not be bordering on to inactivity, but embrace it with a difference to enable us to deliver compassionate, technology-enabled, technology-friendly teaching, training, ability to get into the research part, addressing the legal, ethical, and security domains in the business for which we stand of delivering good quality healthcare. Thank you so much for a patient hearing, and I wish the conference and the CME all the very best.
With the undertone of be the change that you desire to see, sir, thank you for this. Thank you for the wonderful address that you gave us and being the guiding light of the CME. Your realistic example of that ARAS patient in the ward, mother-in-law experience, and Chat GPT for drafting a speech has really made this CME more relatable to all of us. Thank you, sir.
May I now request Director and Commandant AFMC to please felicitate Dr. Rajiv. We will now have the vote of thanks by Wing Commander Dipanjan Dey, Convener, National Medical Commission, Regional Center, Armed Forces Medical College.
Thank you, Kajri. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The CME on artificial intelligence in medical education begins. And it's both a privilege and an honor to express my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who have contributed towards its organization. First and foremost, our Director and Commandant, General Thareja, thank him for conceiving this idea of having a CME on artificial intelligence in the context of medical education. So that encompasses all specialties, all departments. And he was the one who told us that we should go ahead and plan and organize, and we did exactly that. In fact, the first thing we did was to run to our chairman. The NMC Regional Center's chairman is our Dean, General Giriraj Singh. And with his guidance and support, we managed to begin the proceedings. The office of the DGFMS was, we thank the office of the DGFMS for fast-tracking our permission and other necessary sanctions. The backbone of any scientific event is always the precious group of invited dignitaries and resource faculties, which in case we were lucky that whosoever we approached agreed in one go to come and become part of our CME. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. The expertise of all the delegates and all the resource faculty are definitely going to enrich our CME. The delegates who have traveled from far and wide, I hope they have come with a lot of enthusiasm to this institute, and I'm sure that you're going to go back with a lot of information on AI in medical education. Thank you so much for making it to AFMC. My sincere gratitude to our co-convener of the NMC Regional Center, Colonel C.S. Makhani, Professor and Head Department of Forensic Medicine, and the entire organizing committee, Colonel Praful Mohan, Professor and Head Department of Pharmacology, Colonel Debashish Bandopadhyay, Professor and Head Department of Anatomy, and Colonel Vivek Agarwal, Professor and Head Department of Geriatric Medicine. All of us, we have worked together to fulfill whatever roles we were put in. I also thank their respective teams who had helped them in achieving their tasks. Not to forget, our sincere gratitude goes to our IT officer, Colonel Sandeep, our company commander, quartermaster, then the HQ Quad, the Office of the Brig Adam, the Brig Training, the OIC Debate and Quiz Society, the OIC Medicine Club, and the officers' messes of AICTS, Command Hospital, Southern Command, and AFMC for their wholehearted support. I especially thank the undergraduate students for the little cameo which they have so enthusiastically prepared, which will add flavor to the CME, and you're going to experience it tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And finally, I thank our staff in the Department of Medical Education, the teaching ed cell, the staff managing the stage, and the audiovisual system here in this auditorium. Thank you so much. And of course, I offer my sincere apologies to those who have inadvertently missed out, acknowledging. And I'm grateful to everyone who has played a role in making this CME possible. I'll not take much of your time. Let us now see why exactly is artificial intelligence so very inevitable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Sir is the organizing secretary of our CME. With sincere appreciation, we now bring the inaugural ceremony to a close and move to the much-awaited keynote address. Please bear with us while we set the stage for the keynote address.